I make a lot of different herb teas, and there is something about going to the balcony to get them and coming back. I'm like, God, I'm basically living off the land.
I'm a farmer.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm an urban farmer.
Yes. Hello and welcome to Outsiding. I'm Adam Frost.
And I'm Caitlin Moran, and this show is all about the joy of gardening and just being outside. To which end, Adam, what have you been doing this week?
So I've been doing a lot of those John Clare walks.
Yes, your book, you're writing a book about John Clare.
And the other morning, the first thing I sort of broke out into some fields across a couple of tracks and saw a solitary deer that was just having a morning feed. Walked a little bit further, along a hedgerow, sound of birds incredible. And then I turned, and in this field of sugar beet, I could see these tips, little dark tips of ears.
I can guess. Was it a hare?
It was, seriously. Right, and then it popped up, and then obviously clocked me and thought, I'm not sure about you, mate. Turned, and then literally went out across the sugar beet. But, you know when a dolphin comes out of water, it literally was, it was a sea of green, and the hare was disappearing, coming up, disappearing, coming
Swimming.
and went on an arc. So I reckon for about, I don't know, a minute to 2 minutes, this hare literally reached the hedgerow.
Sounds like he was showing off for you as well, like kind of just like he wanted you, he was doing a little circuit so you could admire his whole hairy glory.
But the way they move, stunning.
We have got a letter this week. We have got this one all the way from New Zealand. It's Dottie from the South Island.
Ah, yeah, I know Dottie.
And it's a question about pots and containers. Hello, Cat and Adam. Love, love, love your podcast, Three Loves.
Three loves.
I have a very warm and sunny outside seating area. I'd like to make it more green with plants and trees. She has to use containers or pots, and she needs some extra height. Have you got any suggestions?
I think if you're using pots, still my same principles with designing with plants, building layers. So, you know, the height maybe comes from a small tree, which you can still put in a pot. Then you put your shrub layer in, and then you put ultimately, you know, more herbaceous plants and even bulbs. But what I do in my pots is I don't put lots of different plants in one container. I try and use single species. And then what that does is I can arrange them to create little garden scenes. And if something doesn't look quite right, I then pull that out, use that over there.
So like a revolving cast.
Exactly. Yeah. But what happens if, and I know not everybody can do this, but ultimately if you have to put a mix in one container, you can guarantee throughout the year something will look crap.
It's like group photographs of families, isn't it? There's always one that's a bit disappointing. You've got registered out.
Yeah, now you've got, you know, Photoshop, you can take them out, can't you? But in reality, then you're trying to pull this plant out, you know, roots and all, and you're disturbing all the other plants around you. So if you can use single species, you can create these wonderful little scenes. So that would be my advice.
Well, I'm glad you got your container advice ready, because our next guest today is Miquita Oliver. Yeah. Anyone of my generation will have grown up around Pop World, where she was the best pop music interviewer, very silly. She then went on to launch the Miss Me podcast with Lily Allen, and she now has Jordan Stevens from Rizzle Kicks as her co-presenter.
I know Rizzle Kicks.
Yeah, right, yeah. Get with the trumpets.
Yeah.
She's going to come today to talk to us, first of all, about her mission to get Britain skipping.
Right.
But mainly because she is our first balcony gardener. She's gardening entirely in containers on her balcony, so you've got to get your balcony knowledge ready for her.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Shall we get outsiding with Miquita Oliver?
Let's crack on.
Miquita, thank you for coming over.
Thank you for letting me in your beautiful home.
I need to introduce you to Adam Frost, who I know is a bit of a hero of yours.
Yes, absolutely. This is a big day for me. Me and who I work with, Phoebe, we went, Adam, and we're like, what is it? And we both went, no way! I was like, yes!
Bless you. Well, it's lovely to meet you too.
Lovely to meet you.
Would you like to come and see my beautiful outdoors?
Look how beautiful it looks. Please.
Come on. I
want to go bathe in your beautiful garden. Is this your first podcast?
Yes.
Oh, good for you. Congratulations.
Yes. I can talk about gardening all day.
You're rocking it, aren't you?
Thank you. Adam's been very supportive.
I bet you're doing brilliantly. Good at chatting.
You're the dream guest, so this is perfect. Exactly, yeah. We can just talk.
So this is going to be one of them where I sit here quietly.
Okay.
Yeah.
While these two chat. Really, that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what'll happen...
Are you starting?
Hello, everybody.
I really want us all to be in this conversation.
Yes, you're in it. You're part of it. We're roping you in. You can't get away.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's a team.
Yeah, it's a team. Yeah. Miquita Oliver, welcome to Outside.
Thank you. This is so nice. Like, come on.
Perfect guest. Instant compliments.
Well,
Perfect.
this is so creepy, but I really wanted to know what your house looked like from the outside, because I suppose all the stories in your column in the Times are all sort of stories from the inside. And I love people's streets and neighbourhoods. And the first thing I saw was your incredible view of Ali Pali. And I was
Which you love Ali Pali, right?
Love Ali Pali. And so you, with your perfect view, it's just like the North London dream.
Thank you so much. Thank you. How would you describe the garden?
It's quite wild and unruly. I don't like gardens that feel too neat. But it feels like it's passionate. Could I call the garden
I love
passionate?
Garden. Yes.
It's passionate and loved.
So, Miquita, let's start with your latest venture, which is blowing my mind. Explain to us. Skipping.
Ropes, yeah. How it came to be was in my early childhood. I was very sporty and really wanted to play tennis and badminton and squash, and was very interested in the differences between all three. Curious. Yes. But we were skin, and it involves a lot of equipment and time and planning. No things like that were happening in my household. So but we had a rope, and I skipped furiously, and I really enjoyed it. And I love to skip to music. And then it came back to me in lockdown, and my body started changing in ways I'd never seen. My mind started changing in ways I'd never seen. And then I got really curious about skipping. And as I was saying, it is historical. It's been around forever. It's actually ancient. They have imagery of ancient Egyptians jumping over vine. Like, this is like how we first moved our bodies. Rope, jump over it. So it's kind of always been there, but the tool has never been right. And we do a lot of work with schools where we skip with kids, and we do little different community projects. We just skip with this amazing like Rasta Garden Community Centre place in Croydon. That was amazing. And the ropes just aren't right.
Why? Why? What's wrong with the ropes?
You can't adjust them for and it's not fun to.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a pleasurable experience. And because I've skipped with so many kids, miss, it's not long enough, miss, it's too short. So you grab them off them, and then 10 minutes later, you're still trying to get this plastic thing.
That knot,
And then there's excess. So we've made the world's first retractable skipping rope.
Wow.
And what does it look
we
like?
never had handles on ours.
What do you mean? You just skipped with a piece of
string.
rope. Wow, that's so real.
Do you know
that's so rope.
Do you know the memory that's just come back to me, seriously, on my estate? I can remember we went for a little stage where we all had roller skates. And we went for a stage where we started skipping on roller skates.
That's impressive.
And you're still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were a bit crackers.
Yes.
So one of the
that's
boys
good
would have gone,
Let's try this
let's
over
try
a rope.
this.
But you know what?
I don't know why that came back to me then.
But this is the great thing about skipping. It's like everyone always has a memory of it.
Yes.
And when you pass a rope to someone, they become the child within.
What rhymes did you skip to as a kid?
Oh, I never did rhymes, but my grandma, when I was talking to her about rope, said, oh, we used to love to jump rope, and told me about the rhymes that they had in Antigua in the 1950s. So again, skipping. And then I just found my great-grandmother's memoir, and in the beginning she says, I used to love to jump rope. So I'm like, it's always talking to me. Every time I'm like, God, what am I doing? Who cares about skipping rope? And then I'll look out in the park that I live opposite, and 5 people are skipping with bad ropes.
Yes.
So we're here to change that.
So you're talking about that view out of the park, watching people skip. You've got a balcony, and you're our first balcony gardener. Tell us about your balcony garden.
Am I the first balcony?
You are, yeah.
Okay, so this is I'm on the 10th floor, and I've always lived high up. I really like it. I lived once on the ground floor, and my life was in the gutter, and I believe it to be the reason.
Yes.
So I'm always like, I think I need to. That's why I love your view. I need it to dream and to
Elevated.
Yeah, and it's that idea of awe, right? That the awe is to feel all at once very big and very small. And I think that's a very good way to be in life. Like, have dreams, think big, be courageous, but also, who are you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that big view kind of reminds me of that how little I am, but how big I can be. And I realized the other day, I don't really like plants, but I love flowers. So there's a lot of flowers. And I've just been a bit obsessively, I'm like, is this the right thing to do? Pruning. And it's really changed things. I've really been paying attention all the time. Take that little bit off, take that little cut here, dead head, and things are just staying in blue.
Describe that balcony for us. What have you got at that? What smells have you got? Are you getting nature coming up there? How are things flying up there?
So it's kind of like a long terrace with a door that goes to my bedroom, and then you go around to the sitting room, and then there's another door. So it's got a really nice circular feel. The building was built very democratically. Every flat is on a corner. There are 4 flats on each floor, and everyone has this beautiful version of the view, which I love.
Yeah.
A bit of equality and happiness.
Yeah, everyone should have access to nature. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so I had this big ass glass table that I was I was like, that has to be on the balcony. And my builder friend was like, this is ruining the feng shui. He took it out and then he kind of made it like a pathway up. And I had a white sofa from my office, it's like my Miss Me sofa, and I did not want to get rid of it, but it didn't fit in the flat. So we put it at the end. So you sort of go down this terrace with things along both sides, and then there's a white sofa at the end, which is quite a precarious thing to have on a
white sofa. That's bold.
Yeah. Cream, cat, cream.
Yeah, but even for a woman, like
I
like
know,
into
100%.
Yeah.
Thinking, and winter was hard.
Yeah.
But it all looks great now. And then I also bought like a wooden trellis.
Yeah.
And that's taking up a little corner, and that feels very like garden, but in the sky.
Yeah.
And what are you growing there? Are you doing things for
Yellow
smells?
roses, and gems, G-U-E-M.
Gems.
Gems, is that
Yeah, cool.
Orange ones, so that's a nice little situation. And then above it, I'm really into pea shoots. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, they are beautiful.
I didn't know they had such beautiful
Yeah,
flowers.
yeah.
That's been amazing, but God, they hate the heat wave. But that's been good. That's been good. And then I really like pink. So there's a lot, I really like geraniums. Like, I'm so my nan. I love geraniums. So there's a lot of pink geraniums, some red roses I've just planted. But really it's about getting more confident with planting, because I always thought I had to call my cousin or one of two cousins. Like, Tyson, can you come help? Namer, I bought these things, will you help me plant them? The confidence to go, I think I know how to do this. That was about 8 months ago. It changed, my God.
Yeah.
Because I'm not waiting for anyone anymore.
It's interesting though, isn't it, that you're asking, whereas actually for me, gardening is just one big experiment. So wherever you start from, it doesn't really matter.
It's
and
kind
actually,
of part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is part of it. And I think sometimes we live in a society that, with this idea of perfection, whereas actually, who gives a shit, really?
like,
It's not. It's about having a go.
Kelly.
Yeah, Yeah.
This is like you late night garden as well, isn't it?
Mate, this is, Do you know, interestingly, we had this conversation today. This is me on Gardener's World. They just cut their version.
Oh, right, okay. Give us the clean,
Let's take you back
Yes.
to the little nipper. That connection that you now talk about with a huge passion, where do you think it came from?
My grandfather, my grandma was in a slightly controversial biracial relationship in Suffolk in the 70s. My grandma was black, Antiguan, and Ray was from, I think he was from Shropshire. And he was a really interesting grandfather to have, because he taught us 3 young mixed race London kids every summer about birds and trees and walking. And I saw a lot of Suffolk over a lot of summers. Yeah. So it was just embedded, and also this idea to like, the kind of poetry that lends itself to nature. He would read a lot of poetry to us while we were walking. He would talk a lot about the history of where we were, which is, I think, where that all came from. I'm so interested in where things are from and what happened before. And then weirdly, I was like around my area last night where I'm from, Ladbroke Grove, Notting Hill. And I think the squares, I saw actually on a Gardener's World episode, not Gardener's World, when Monty did British Gardens.
Yes.
Been waiting for that. Wow, couldn't believe it. All my dreams came true. And he did Ladbroke Grove, and I was like, no. And he talked about the fact that actually this area, Ladbroke Grove, Notting Hill, was actually one of the very few areas that had these private squares. Or maybe one of the first. And I grew up just knowing that. We didn't have the keys. I had some posh friends who lived in those places and had keys. And those gardens are stunning.
You love the public spaces, the parks.
Parks. Totally.
How do you
know that?
Can you rank?
I know everything.
Yeah.
Just sit
Look at
quietly.
him.
You know I love
Yeah.
parks.
There you go.
Rank London parks, your top 3. What are the kings and queens?
Careful
parks?
here, because I've got mates that look after them.
Of course you do. Really? Well, all the royal ones or the other ones?
All of them.
All of
He's
them.
connected. Man.
Well, okay, so I was talking about this yesterday. It's so weird. The ones that are in West London that mean so much to me, of course they're in there, but I have a deficit this year to try and go and see more parks in South London, like Brockwell Park, like Kennington Park, Greenwich Park. But I suppose, God, this is hard. I literally went on this huge walk yesterday, and I would probably say Hyde Park is number 1. Me and my friend were walking, there's just so many different parts to it. It's so magical, and I've grown up walking through it. So I have so many memories there. Is it boring to say my second one's probably Holland Park, which is like next door?
Yeah, they got that Japanese garden.
They got that
It's beautiful.
Japanese garden. I went to Holland Park School, got a lot of memories there. and I know it off by heart, and I love the history of Holland House.
Yeah.
I love that they have the open air theatre there. I love the flower garden that they have. I love the restaurant. Like, it means a lot to me. My mum was in a football team when she was in her 20s, used to play there. Like, it's just very special. Did you say top 3?
3, yeah.
God, can I say Ali Palace?
You should, yes.
Right, totally. Okay, Oprah has this thing where she was asked who her favourite guest ever was, and she's interviewed over 50,000 people, and she said, interestingly, it was this African woman. I won't go into the story, but this woman has an incredibly challenging life full of abuse, violence, etc., and has this dream to become a teacher. And suffice to say, she gets to be a professor at Columbia University from nothing, from poverty, from abuse. But she has this place that she goes to, and she calls it her rock. And it's the place where she says her new dream, goes into the world to achieve it, and then comes back to tell the rock. Back to the rock. You always have to go back to the rock. You know how Oprah's very metaphysical, like, it's law. And you go back to your place to say, this is what I've done, and I want to do more.
Yeah.
And that's Ali Palace.
Why?
I do that.
Is that from childhood? Like, what? Tell us.
No, it's only in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I think it's the view. It's the best view I've ever seen in
It's
London.
the most underrated view in London, isn't it?
Why don't
never
people
consider
talk
it.
about
Right.
that view more?
Yeah, it's the best one.
It's absolutely beautiful, and it's covered with that early bit of green because of Ali Palace. It's not just a city view. It's like, and you really get to see like how London was built, like this sort of Hampstead versus the city versus what South looks like, and it just excites me. But it feels like no better place to say, right, I'm going to go into you again and make this happen, and it all comes true.
Yeah.
Has anybody been to Regent's Park of late?
Yeah, I
At the
did
new
go.
garden.
And tell us about it. What?
So the new garden was to mark, obviously, LA Queen.
Yeah.
It's regenerative in the sense that they didn't let anything leave the site. So it's all the old greenhouses, all the stones crushed up. So it's a really sort of, I suppose, it's an up-to-date environmental take on a park. I think that'll be a magical place for so many people.
I was in Regent's
sounds
Park
beautiful.
when Princess Diana died. You were probably too young. Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You just look so young. When she died, they screened the funeral in various parks, including Regent's Park. They had the whole thing up so people could watch it. Everybody sort of like joined in and sat in the park to watch it. And when the national anthem started, everybody just stood up silently.
Wow.
And like sang the national anthem and then sat back down to watch the whole thing. It's one of the weirdest things that I've
you've
ever
ever
seen.
been part of.
Watching a whole field of people all responding
Well,
in
what
the
a
same
place
way.
to sit in grief. Like, I think nature is a huge
totally.
part of. I mean, of course, like the death of our loved ones, but I'm talking about just a heartbreak or a challenging moment in work or a time in my life that I'm feeling like I can't get through. There is something about going back to the simplicity of gardening that just saves me. I mean, I've got a really great herb garden and I make a lot of tea with it, fresh tea. So when I went to Antigua to film with Mum, they have bush tea in the Caribbean. I was like, I can't wait to have bush tea. And my mum was like, bush tea is just the bush. So any herbs that grow locally.
Anything.
Yeah, like anything.
Catch-all term.
And then once I got into that, I realized that like tea bags, you don't need them. Like thyme, rosemary, fennel, sage, all of it is
all of
tea.
it. Yeah, it is.
And you can either cook them all up or you can literally put, and I make a lot of different herb teas. And there is something about going to the balcony to get them and coming back, I'm like, God, I'm basically living off the land.
I'm a farmer.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm an urban farmer.
Yes. But I will try do salad stuff next year.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get it really flowery because I only moved in 9 months ago and I was like, I am having a great summer of flowers on this terrace.
Yeah.
Tell us about Antigua.
Well, Antigua we went to, we're from Antigua, but Antigua we went to film the Caribbean show that we did for the BBC. Mum and I found a lot out about our ancestry. I don't know whether you guys have done your DNA wheels.
I'm literally a Viking with
I was going to say.
with 15% Irish.
Did you not know that you were Irish?
No, I didn't know I had a percentage out. I didn't even know I was Viking.
Oh, right.
But actually, then when we went to Iceland a couple of years ago for Christmas, I knew, didn't I? I felt like I was going home.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
but that's what I mean.
I feel,
That's
like, I feel part of this.
That's a really fair, valid even point because there is something about when you know more, you understand more about why you're connected to places or people or things. Like, I've always loved hill walking. My mum's like, on your own. And then when I reconnected with my dad, who was like Scottish, and we went to the Highlands, me and my dad, my uncle Alan, my brother Louis, and they were like, you're like, the Baileys have been hill walking for millennia. And I was like, oh, right.
New DNA.
Yeah, it's in my DNA. I like being cold, I like shortbread, and I like walking.
So what did you find? Yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
Scottish, thank you.
Yeah. Your mum, Andi Oliver, the chef. Tell us about what it's like working with her.
Glowing and in her 60s now.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, amazing. Mum's only been successful for the last 8 years of her life.
You've had a real contrasting sort of, your childhood is very different to your life now.
We were skint, and then I got on telly when I was a teenager, and Mum was still skint for 20 years.
So she's just grafted.
She just grafted, and then suddenly it was her time.
Yeah.
And boy, did she make the most of it. And it's been beautiful to watch her turn into this loved figure in the country. It just means a lot, because she was always meant to do something big and powerful. And working with her feels like this crazy adventure when I think about us just like on the doles to young people. You know, she was 20 when she had me, so we really did grow up together, and we sort of grew each other. And we don't do it as much now because I'm so busy, she's so busy, but sort of 3 years ago we were doing so much together, and it was a bit like, wow, I guess let's hold each other's hand and have this adventure together. And it didn't feel like work, it felt like something really special we were doing as a mother and daughter. But after a while I was like, I actually need to stop working with you, because I miss just like hanging out with you without a camera there. Yeah. Everything was content. I was like, I can't.
What's the difference between Miquita on TV and Miquita on a podcast then?
Not enough. That would be the issue. I knew she would be Lily with me, and that would be hugely important for her public life.
Why are we doing that?
Oh, it's dramatic. Or like sort of in the water. Yeah.
So, miss me. So my daughters, when they knew that we're coming here today, they were like, you don't need to do any research at all. I've been listening to Miquita every week for the last 3 years and literally test me on everything.
Oh my God.
It has been such a phenomenon. It's like reinvented podcasts. You started with Lily and now you're with Jordan Stevens from Rizzle Kicks.
Thank you. You say reinvented podcast?
Yeah.
I love you. Yeah, you're right.
Well, totally. Just like hearing two friends talking in that way, covering everything. Like there's no subject that you have not covered on that podcast. And there's a fearlessness to it. It's got a warmth to it at the same time, which is the hardest combination to do. Tell us about the making of that.
Well, one thing that was really important to me was there's this idea in TV and radio that there are things for here and things for here. Smart things on Radio 4, hip-hop things on ITV, Don't Hate the Players with a Z, and then whatever here. And I don't believe in that, because I believe that we all experience all parts of life, and wanted to mirror that. And obviously I didn't have that intention, but that started coming up for me. I was like, well, I did just watch the John Betjeman?
John Betjeman.
Betjeman.
Yes,
and he had that brilliant film about the Metropolitan line.
Yeah.
God,
there's a statue of him at Paddington Station.
Yes.
He was,
and it's pretty, oh my God, no, but you'd love it, because it really is it's like the history of London being built, the suburbs being built. But then I also, you know, I care about what Kylie Jenner's wearing sometimes.
Yes.
And I also read books, and I also listen to music and good music. Do you know what I mean? I was like, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And the truth just sounds different. I also knew that me and Lil coming together would be quite powerful, because we've had our own careers. We weren't like on a reality show together, and we're not from social media. We've kind of carved out very individual careers with strength and identities of their own. So I thought us coming together would be quite powerful. But I didn't think she'd say yes, to be honest. And then she did, and we were just making it. And then it was just a hit. And it was like, oh, we now have to do this twice a week. So it was like, okay, right, everyone's watching, everyone's listening.
What's the difference between Miquita on TV and Miquita on a podcast then?
Not enough. That would be the issue. Someone said to me the other day, is there anything you regret saying or missing? It's like, well, obviously, but not really. No. Because like, for instance, when we talk about sex, I think this is quite important. I have no interest in being salacious, but I think that people were talking about sex in a very particular way. Either it was like two men kind of being like, yeah, bro, this and that, but not really, even then not really being honest and sort of being quite on the surface and comedic.
Yeah.
And now it's me and Jordan. I thought I saw a really big opportunity for a man and a woman who love each other completely platonically, like with me and Simon, like with me and Steve Jones, who can honestly talk about things that I don't see men and women talking about enough, especially in our polarized moment right now. I was like, we actually can do something good here, and we have been. And I feel like we are quite a good school sometimes, Miss Me.
Yeah. He's very bold in his feminism and talking about gender. So has that meant there's been a difference in topics? Like, tell me the difference between working with Lily and working with Jordan.
Absolutely. With Lil, you know, obviously it was a lot more like, let's just talk about the CDs we bought in the 90s. But And actually, you know, everything happens in the way it's meant to. There is absolutely no way Lily was meant to still be doing a podcast with me. Lily Allen became Lily Allen again.
Yeah, right.
And that's the
Don't you think
story.
it's because of the podcast, though? I think a lot of
Yeah.
it was just that she'd reinvented herself in a space where she felt completely safe. So when she went on to make that album, which is so honest, it felt like a musical version of the podcast in some ways. It sounded like a conversation she was having with you.
God, you're good. Yeah. You're such a journalist.
You're selling it. You're doing well.
I was
You
like,
are doing
yeah.
well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
doing well.
Wow.
We all
Yeah,
talked about it
she's-
for 2 weeks. It was like,
She's available for PR work.
Yeah, that would be great.
know.
I was like, goodness me, I haven't seen it tied up so neatly, but absolutely. And I think also, Lily didn't want to be, she was doing theatre, so she was behind something. And with me, we are so close. We've, you know, known each other since the day she was born, a year after me. So we don't know life without each other. So there, I knew she would be Lily with me, and that would be hugely important for her public life. And I love this moment with Jordan. I think it's beautiful timing. And I saw that. I was like, because, you know, the powers that be were like, let's get another pop star with brown hair. And a bob. I was like
Shakespeare's sister?
Yeah, I was like,
it?
this
Yeah.
isn't the point at
Betty Boop.
all.
Yeah.
And I pushed for Jordan and I fought for him, and I'm so pleased I did, because he's the bloody right person for the job, and it's let Miss Me evolve.
What did you see in him? Why did you want him?
The way he talks so emotionally, astutely, and openly about things. He makes me laugh, which is really important, and he's smart and curious.
Well, I've already learnt so much with working with you. What have you learnt working with Jordan? Like, does he surprise you with anything on that show? Like, have you been...
Courage, I think, yeah. I didn't want to leave the BBC. I was like, I'm institutionalised, okay?
I want a canteen.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been working with them my whole life, and like, I had to look at my relationship with the BBC and how personal it is for me. I don't think for them, but for me. and I'd be really proud, because that's where I wanted to start. I wanted to start, you know, in the fabric of the nation, and in a house where I felt like good conversations are being had, rather than just we're doing a podcast. And I sort of wanted to be near Gardener's Question Time and Desert Island Discs. So that felt really good. But after 2.5 years, it was like, actually, let's be brave and believe in Miss Me and the power of it. And Jordan pushed me. Jordan was like, you need to be brave and believe in what you've created and what we could do. And it's been the most amazing month of freedom and success, and like, oh right, you were right. So he's taught me to be brave.
Well, there was a thing he said, because I saw him a couple of months ago, and he was just talking about how it's seen as something that men cannot do to admit that they are wrong, or to say that they're learning and stuff. And he was like, that's seen as like, I don't know, a lesser thing or a more feminine thing. He was like, it's the most masculine thing you can do.
Maybe that's what I've learned from Jordan as well. How much help young men need.
Oh, so many things. Oh my God, I feel that like feminism has allowed women for the last 120 years to just gain things all over the place, and a lot of things we've taken are male things like power and be able to, you know, own our own money and kind of, you know, have sexual autonomy and all these things. But in all that time, men have not learnt things from women. It feels like their sort of progress has stood still, and particularly things like teaching boys to lose graciously, like kind of like so often the response is anger or shame. It's like everybody loses if you can learn how to lose with honour and dignity.
Yeah, totally. It's all about like figuring out ways to hold pain, isn't it?
Yes.
And not be too scared of pain. And Jordan was telling me a lot about the sort of Eastern response to pain is accepting it. And I mean, Lily taught me actually when she was really going through the divorce and we were still having to make Miss Me twice a week, and it was just hard. She said that the greatest thing she'd learned from one of her therapists was to love pain, to embrace it, to caress it, even. And then how much less of a monster does pain become if you're too busy caressing it to be scared of it?
Don't be scared of being scared.
Don't be scared of being scared.
Yeah.
Don't worry twice.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I have learnt that from walking, being in nature and being it. Like there's a feeling that nothing bad can happen sometimes. You're like, if this is happening, like nothing bad can happen. And it's okay to feel that level of maybe naive comfort as many times a day as you want.
It's quickfire time, but
Of course it is.
you can give longer answers to ones if you feel the spirit take you.
I probably will, yeah.
We're mid-fire.
Favourite tree?
Well, when I was with my friend yesterday, we were under a beautiful tree, and I was like, I really need to be able to identify trees more. But I do really like a weeping willow, and I wrote a terrible poem about one when I was 10.
Yes, write poems about trees.
It was
Better than
like-
writing poems about boys.
So
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
Why a weeping willow?
It's dramatic, isn't it? She's such a drama queen. Or like sort of in the water. Yeah.
I love that description. Yeah, I might borrow that.
Do you know what I mean?
Is that okay?
Drama queen.
Yeah, when
weeping willow.
you're watching on a Friday night.
Yeah, I'll be like, stop it.
Yeah. But it's also practical as well. You can make baskets out of them. The bark is
I
where they make
suppose, yeah.
aspirin from. So she's a drama queen, but she's useful.
She's useful, exactly.
Yeah.
She has a role.
Yeah. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset. I was born at dusk and I have a real deep love for dusk.
Where's the best sunset you've ever seen?
My flat.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Cold plunge, hot sauna.
Cold plunge. When I was in the Highlands with my dad and my brother, they suddenly just started getting into like the icy lake at the top of the mountain. And there is just that's the part of me that hasn't really been sturdied up. Like that's part of my Scottish side that muscle needs to be trained.
That's an age thing, babe. Like when you get into your hag and crone era, like we do not see the young ladies in the ponds in winter as a cold water swimmer. It's definitely something that comes with age. Like kind of once you become perimenopausal and hot flushy, then you're like, right, okay, I'll burn through the ice.
Right.
Yeah, I will burn through the ice. Yeah, it comes to you.
Tension
Yes.
changes.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Okay, that gives me hope.
Yeah.
Can't wait for perimenopause.
It's coming to you at some point.
Yeah.
Yes. And no one's ever said I can't wait for the perimenopause ever as well.
But
So this
if
is
it
historical
means I
first.
can start being quite a cold water swimmer, then I'm fine with it.
Oh, it'll happen. If you're on a ramble, what is your polite go-to greeting of someone coming towards you the other way on a path?
Oh, well, I don't ramble enough. I would love to ramble more. Probably something like fascinating, isn't it?
That is the best one so far.
Because I feel like someone would then go, yes, it's 1850, that. Da, da, da. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. I love that
using
one.
it as a cue to get more
Yeah, because I
information.
always want to know more about where I am.
That is now the benchmark.
Yes, yeah,
That
that's the
is-
best one we've
that's
had.
the
It's a real
benchmark.
opener, isn't it?
So I want this one now. Your favourite place to experience rain?
Well, I think my last flat I really enjoyed, again high up, and it kind of was like being in a ship but in the sky.
Nice.
And that was really nice. It kind of felt like it could get as wild as it wanted, and also I lived on the marshes, so it did get very wild.
Yeah.
And I lived on the canal, so the water was there, so it sometimes felt like I wasn't in London at all. But to be safe, up high, and the flat was sort of curved like this.
Yeah.
And so it was based on water, this house. And so it was kind of built to like deal with rain and keep you safe. So I used to love when it got really rainy and wild in that flat.
It's time for Bird of the Week. Every week we give a bird to a guest that I like to match to them.
Stop.
Using the theatre of the imagination. And I know you live on a canal, so...
Well, I used to, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but you've had canals in your life. You've spent a lot of time looking at canals and rivers and stuff. So I am giving you the super rizzy tufted duck. You will almost certainly have seen one floating past your windows at some point because they're pretty common, but they're always exciting to see because they are a bird with a fantastic hairdo. As a woman, I look at the tufted duck and think, that is a duck with extensions, feather extensions. How excellent. And it's matched with a gold eye and a monochrome outfit, so it's making a hell of an entrance to the club. If they ever have a dress like a duck round on RuPaul's Drag Race, they will all be tufted ducks. For the tufted duck is hunted for sport in the UK. Boo.
Awful.
But it's being cunning about this bullshit because it feeds from the bottom of rivers, giving itself a muddy taste and making it, as the Wikipedia entry amusingly puts it, considered a less tasty duck. So at least it goes down fighting. Basically, with its soil-flavoured breasts, it gets revenge. It literally dishes the dirt,
quite clever.
as you do on the Miss Me podcast.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's where we were headed. Got it.
Oh, no, we go on. But the primary reason I'm giving you the tufted duck is that your former Pop World co-host, Simon Amstel, has made several jokes about your dislike for carbs and particularly bread. And the thing about ducks is, the myth that they like bread needs to be busted. Despite signs next to pretty much every lake, river and canal in this country, people still insist on feeding ducks bread, despite the fact that bread is bad for ducks. Ducks are very modern. They are gluten intolerant.
No way.
Yes. So I give you this week's Bird of the Week, the tufted duck, as part of the public information campaign to stop people giving both Miquita Oliver and the tufted duck bread.
Thank you so
Thank you very
much,
much.
Caitlin. Wow. I feel fed by all that information. Thank you. I'll figure out how I'm going to bring the tufted duck into my life. There's a myriad of ways. It could be some sort of ornament.
Yes.
Could be some sort
On a
of
t-shirt,
reading more about
jewellery,
the history.
tattoo.
Exactly. Tattoo
Yeah,
might be too
tattoo.
far.
Yeah.
So, you get gifted a bird, but also I go to a nursery, I walk around, and I choose a plant that hopefully you enjoy, you like, encapsulates you. Either that or I get it totally and utterly wrong, and you walk out. But we'll see,
I see.
all right? So, for your balcony, I walked around yesterday, and you talked about colour, this, that, the other.
Oh my
So
God, I
this-
can't believe I'm getting this from you.
Right,
Isn't this
so that is
adorable?
called eucomis, all right? So, or known as pineapple lily.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that is very, very early stages, all right? So it's from South Africa. That flower is going to come out and it is going to sing. It's not all of them, but that one is borderline tender, which means it just might need a little bit of protection in the winter. I don't think it will at your place. It will work perfectly in containers.
On a balcony.
On a balcony, absolutely. Probably get to about 2 foot, something like that.
Wow.
I mean, the flower's absolutely stunning, and a particular variety is called Millie.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but I saw it and thought,
Well, it's Miquita Lily, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
feels-
Miquita Lily.
Yeah.
it feels right. It is going to burst, and well, I imagine what you'll do is you'll have a few tears, you'll be blown away by it, and you'll put a picture up on social media.
Yeah, well.
You know?
Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened.
Yes.
No.
Can I just say, I've watched you on TV for a really long time. I don't think I even dreamt that you'd give me a plant one day. It feels very special. Thank you.
Well, I, do you know what? This has been just a nice thing to do, and actually to be able to give someone a plant.
It's such
pretty
a,
cool.
you know, it's a beautiful thing to receive. I love it.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Miquita.
God, outsiding.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Miquita, it has been, as we
mate.
suspected, an absolute joy to have you
That's
outside.
been-
Thank you
that's
so much
been
for coming.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I am now, really honestly, I'm going to go and sit down in a dark corner, but it was amazing. So thank you.
You mean like recovery?
Yeah.
Recovering, mate.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm in shock.
Yeah, and we'll carry on talking.
And we'll be like,
exactly.
oh, good. It's been
I'll
an
be in the-
adventure, as all good podcast episodes should be.
Everyone,
Thank you.
Miquita Oliver!
Outside. Be outside.
We are building a community, and there is room for everyone.
You can contact us by emailing hello@outsiding.co.uk, and also follow us on Substack for exclusive content and Adam's answers to all your questions.
Some of your questions.
All your questions, eventually. Eventually, all of them.